dark gray, light gray, right? That's what I just did here. It's actually the same gray, but you only see it tiny in the book, and you'll see that was on page 60. That's the same gray, and so what we're going to do is...
So the square is the same gray, but the background of grays are different.
Yeah, Daisy, pull the white background over here now. Okay, so you got this one in front of you, and this one here. So what? Hope this is correct. Okay. So you see how you have a dark and a light, right?
Mhm.
What I want you to do is put this together, and I want you to do. You all see the dark and the light? Okay, just go like this. I want you to do this. And move them together till right on the sides they touch. Bring them both in toward the center.
They're the same.
Yep.
It's the same. It's all about the relationship between the colors. Where they hit the edges. Yeah, you would not... We'll do that for Joe. You need to get to see it. Okay. Joe, we have a dark gray.
You do it, Joe. All right.
Okay. We've got a dark gray and a light gray, right?
No.
We do, though.
Okay.
If you describe that gray, you're not going to call it dark gray.
No.
And describe this, you're going to say it's a little darker gray. Dark. They're not the same color. They do not appear to be the same color.
Right.
Okay. And now go ahead and bring them together toward the middle until they come right together on the edges, right? Keep going. Yeah. So you see it there.
Well, now you can tell it.
Yeah. But that's what I'm talking about. That's what they're showing you all throughout the book.
Right.
And so when you guys are designing from now on, it's not that you just like, I need a middle gray. I could get like this. If I had a darker gray, which I don't have in front of me, I could actually pull like a couple notches darker, put it on here, and you'd think they're the same color.
Does that happen with all colors?
Yes, it's all. This is the truth about color now.
Okay.
And it's because of the background. The ground color, the surround, and so it's changing all the time. There is no true thing, ever, ever. It's all relationships. So I'm going to go, you guys cool with that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do that, and put this back here. You can see, now that gives me a lead into the chapter. So I'm going to have you take 15 minutes, because we got to do some master images here. So go ahead and get your notes ready. Now this is the rest of the stuff for the midterm, primarily. All right, this is a chapter, Color Interaction. If you haven't read it, I'm sure you all have, read it. Read it again. This time it's going to make more sense. I'm going to give you 4 people for who, what, and when to add, probably 5 people tonight. 4. Okay. We're going to start. We're going to go through this fairly quickly. And if you ask me a lot of questions, I'm going to say, go back and read it in the chapter, okay? I'm highlighting. That's why I assigned that chapter before we go over it. And I waited for chapter 4, right? Okay. So it says color relativity, meaning it's relative to its surroundings. So when you say a color looks light, I have just a light color. It might not be light under another condition. Correct? Okay, so we have 2 of the giants of the color field, and they are Chevreul and Elbers, and you can see them here. I'm going to give you the giant, the colorist of the 19th century. That's Michael Eugene Chevreul. That's M.E. M.E. Chevreul. Thank you. M.E. Chevreul and C.E.H. V.E.R. Chevreul.
Spell it again.
C-H-E-V-E-R-E-U-L. Chevreul. Now, here's what happened. To be the giant of the 19th century, what does he do? He's not a painter. He is a textile. He works in a textile plant, and he is a supervisor of dye production. He's a chemist. And she doesn't say in the book, but he's at the Gobelin Tapestry Works. It's one of the oldest manufacturers of tapestries and rugs in Europe. It's in Paris. She didn't say that either. She should have. Paris is cool. All right, his dates are, he's 1786. He died in 1889. He was 103.
Repeat that?
1786, 1889. Okay. So he lived a long time, even though he was around all those chemicals. He's the one that you're going to go to when you're going to say, that dye's not strong enough. I need a better red. I need it. They're making rugs and textiles, right? It's one of the best ones in Europe. So if the colors aren't right, you gotta go to him. And he's the one who knows about how to make the dyes and where to get them in the world, how to do it. Okay, so they're gonna come to him and says, in the course of his work, he discovered that colors often fail to produce their predicted effect in a pattern on a carpet. Don't take notes on this. Yeah, so just listen to this. But he realized, the people come to him and said, oh, that red, I need a better red. Give me a good red. And he's like, he realized that the problem was not a chemical of the dyes, but it was optical. So he's going to be known for something that you guys are going to experience tonight, and that has to do with after image. He starts to see what an after image is about. So if you think of him, put down after image, and another concept of that is simultaneous contrast. That means it's almost instantly there's a contrast. So if you're staring at blue, you're going to almost instantly get a contrast of its opposite. What's blue's opposite?
Orange.
Orange. Okay, so it's going to happen in the eye. There's another term for it, and that is, here, successive contrast. Simultaneous means at the same time. All of it, both of those terms have to do with after image. You're seeing something, strong hue, or achromatic color, and you shut your eye, and you don't have, there's nothing you can do to control it, but you're going to get an after image. And if you get the after image, it's going to work its way into what you see, and it's going to change the color. So he realizes you have to be careful what you put that color by. If you want that red to look brighter, you better watch what you put it around, right? Or it's going to dull it down. So it doesn't mean it's not just a bright red. Okay, there's a way to make it look brighter by putting stuff around it. So we start to get into, like, watch what's around it. This is what we're talking about here. Like, what if you did one of those, you go, I need a darker gray. Well, why don't you make light in the background? That's the problem, is the background. Like, oh, really? But, no, so you have to think of the whole thing, right? Okay, so he was such an important, he wrote, in 1839, he wrote The Principles of Harmony and Contrast of Color. Principles of harmony and contrast of color. And he gave lectures in Paris, and I'll tell you, all the artists who became anybody in the 19th century went to hear him talk. He's talking about after images, and he's talking about complements, you know, and blue and orange, and nobody ever heard anybody talk about this before. This is right after the Color Circle was published, and we put it together as a circle, primary, secondary. And the people who went to hear him became Impressionist painters, Monet, Van Gogh, post-Impressionists. All the guys that became anybody in the 19th century. So they began to do modern art. Yes, sir.
I have to go.
Go. Too bad. I miss you. All right. So what Impressionism was about after images and about vision and the idea of having a contrast of one. If you look at one color, you're going to get the opposite. Okay. So Vincent van Gogh, in his last portraits he did, he has his face painted kind of bluish. He puts a swirly blue around him, a little bit of white in it, and then his hair is orange. You look at it, they're all about blue, orange, yellow, violet. That's what if it's a yellow light, the shadows are going to be purple. Okay, so that's who he is, and you associate him with after image. We're going to do this right, soon after that. After our talk, we're going to look at exactly what we're talking about here. So he also had something like, if you were looking at a vat of red dye, and you're trying to make decisions about how red it is, your eyes are already being screwed up. So you need to turn.
Is it okay if I look them up?
Go for it, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So if you're looking at a vat of red dye, and you're staring at it for a while, what's going to happen? What's the opposite of red?
Green.
Green. Green's going to be passing over, and it's going to kind of mixing with it, so it's going to make it tough. So he actually, to keep the after image thing down, if they're working with a lot of strong color, he would put like a cloth of some color where you sort of get the rest of your eye, and you get back into it. So that's what's happening. We see after images all the time. And in the book, there's this one here, so make sure you do that one, stare at this. You're going to get an after image of a cyan, a square of cyan over here. It's going to paint it in there. And this one here, you're going to see these little diamonds full of blue, and it's going to immediately start producing the after image. Okay, so do that in the book and tell me, but we're actually going to do this experiment tonight, right over here. Okay, so we got him. I'm going to move into Joseph Albers. Joseph Albers in the 20th century, he's the most important colorist of the 20th century. Do not forget him. Joseph Albers, Albers. He's 1886 to 1976. Okay? If you ask anybody about color in the 20th century, they're going to say, have you heard of Joseph Albers? And you will have to say yes. So he was born 1 year before Cheryl died. Okay, he wrote this book here. This is an example of his 3 squares, and it's called Homage to the Square. You don't have to write that down. But the big thing that he published in 1963 was called The Interaction of Color. This chapter is named after it. These exercises are named after it. So he took what he learned from Chevreul and he starts coming up with exercises. Okay, so the first place he taught, so that was 2 people. I'm going to give you another who, what, and when. He taught first at the Bauhaus School in Germany. You guys know about the Bauhaus, right? If you don't know it, you should write it down. You're going to write it down anyway. First modern design school in the world. And it means to build a house, B-A-U-H-A-U-S. Walter Gropius was an architect. He was actually in World War I. He was in charge of a battalion, like a group, right, with that group of men fighting World War I. The church that they were hanging out in, I think it was in Normandy coast, was bombed, and everybody in his whole battalion was killed except for him. And he was close enough to the chimney of this bombed-out church, that just crashed in on him, that he was able to get oxygen coming down there, and they rescued him about 3 days later, and he almost died. In that moment, I read his bio, but in that moment, he realized, he was an architect, he came to a realization about design. And this is when he thought, this was about 1915, right, 1916? He realizes that art is not things hanging in a museum wall, that we actually are in charge of making our new world. If we design it, it's all art. So he said that's why he started this design school where they don't teach painting. They taught all kinds of things from glassmaking to textile, fashion design, industrial design, the first industrial design, teapots, dishes, chairs, furniture, anything you can think about, architecture for sure. So Bauhaus, to build the house, that means the whole built environment. We design everything. You guys get it? Mm-hmm. So, we're supposed to take after that now and realize that everything is art. We've only sort of got that. We have opportunity to really make that happen. Okay, so the Bauhaus was 1919 to 1933. 1919 to 1933, it was closed down by Hitler. It's in Germany. And I went to Germany 3 summers ago to study everything I could find out about it, because I love the Bauhaus. Like, what failed? What happened? What happened? The people that taught there became the most important artists of the 20th century. Kandinsky, Paul Klee, Joseph Albers, because they did this radical new thing. And we're in a new Bauhaus moment. So, are we cool with that? Mm-hmm. Okay, he moves on, and when Hitler closes it down, the artists and architects were invited over to the United States, and we got to inherit it. So there's like a new Bauhaus architecture, this is new architecture, in Chicago. And Joseph Albers ends up teaching at Yale University, where he trained the artists and architects who become the most important artists of the 20th century. They take his color course and they're completely it's like, oh my God. So there's a reason why the people that he taught did what they did. They really got it. And then a lot of the Bauhaus collection was you can see the furniture and a lot of the designs and architecture at Harvard. It's in their collection. So, okay, we got him. We got them. We're good with the Bauhaus. So I want you to look more into that. The other big thing about the Bauhaus was the graphic design. Typeset. All kinds of innovations came out of that. So you need to look for that. And you should be curious enough to really check it out. Okay, don't say I didn't tell you that. So now I'm going to give you these 3 things here. Principles of color interaction. I didn't make them up. 3, only 3. If you want to make a color look different, the first thing you should do is, that's why it's number 1. You make a color, a hue look different, right? You use the principle of, number 1, light/dark value contrast. You guys know what you did when you painted those color chips? Mm-hmm. Put it on black, it's going to make them really look light, right? And bright. Put them on white, it's going to make them look dark. So you look at the background color, that's what we looked at right here. Change the dominant, this is the dominant ground color. Make it either dark or light, and you will see, if you put them next to each other, how different it looks. Right there, first one. You guys go with it? Mm-hmm. It changes the value, because if it's the middle value, you put it on a dark, it's going to look light. Put it on light, it's going to look dark. Which one is it? It's both dark and light. It's the same one. It only matters what it looks like there, because that's all we can see. It's all about relationships. The second one is, and these are related to everything we're talking about. It's our vision and our perception. Second one is complementary reaction. which we talked about. This is where you're acknowledging after image. I will put down after image. It's complimentary. It means that you're going to get a reaction as a compliment. I see blue, it's going to be orange. You see yellow, the after image is going to be purple. Black is going to be,
White.
yeah, okay. Red,
Green.
great, yes. So that's going to happen whether you want it to or not. There's nothing you can do to change that. Our eyes are going to do it, and you can make everybody see after images. That's what op art was all about in the 60s. It's like gets killing your eyes. They're saying like vision is not something you sort of contemplate, somewhere else. It's like there. It's like powerful and physical. So number 3 is related. The term you haven't heard yet. It's simple. Subtraction. Let me show you how that works. Okay. Basically, subtraction means you're looking at these examples right here, you guys. Let's do the black and white. They're related. So, which one of these reds looks the lightest?
The black.
Okay. And that's because, basically, a dark value, a light value, right?
Right.
So, the principle of subtraction is related. The ground color, the dominant color, the surround, what do you want to call it, will appear to subtract itself out, right? It'll take all the black with it. So everything on top of it will look, what's the opposite of dark? Light. Or the opposite of black?
White.
Right. So that's what it subtracts itself. So when it subtracts itself out, the opposite's left. So blue subtracts itself out. What's the opposite of blue? Orange. Does this look more orange to you? Yeah, it does. Right. Does this look orange, really orange to you, bright and orange? No. Okay. So the gray has sort of subtracted, light gray has subtracted itself out, so it looks a little bit darker and richer. So the subtraction is just basically here. Black subtracts itself out. This should look light. Dark blue subtracts itself out. This looks light blue. These are the same color. These are the same color. So if you want to make the same color look different, you know what to do, and that's what Elvers did a lot. Take the same color and make it look different. Take different colors and make them look the same. We're going to do that next week. So that's what subtraction is. This one here, you want that to kind of look, this looks white, doesn't it, from you here? You put it on a dark blue. What's the opposite of dark?
Light.
What's the opposite of blue?
Orange.
Okay, this should look a little bit warmer. It's not a very bright blue, so we're not going to do it too much. But it's going to definitely take the blueness out, and it's going to look light, white. Okay, so there's another one. This next one, we're going to do this right here. Oh, not that one. Here's where it takes two different colors and makes them look the same. You'll see that. There. This is what we're doing here. This is the same gray chip. If we put the gray chip on, what's the opposite of purple? Blue, violet? Yellow. And violet, by nature, is it dark or light? Okay, it's darker. So the opposite of dark violet is light, and violet, yellow, right? This is kind of like a red violet, so it almost should turn kind of like a greenish yellow. Anyway, this one here, red, yeah. It's on orange background. What's orange's after image? Blue. It's got, and this orange is a little bit lighter, so it should look a little darker and a little bluer. That one, it's on a light yellow, right? Yellow is light. Opposite of yellow? Purple. Is it looking more purple? Okay, so the yellow has subtracted itself out, the opposite is left. This one, the green's going to subtract itself. The gray, it looks a little pinker. Picking up a little bit of red because it's not green. Not green is red. That's how our brain works. Well, there's another retinal reason for this, but we can't go into it now. We don't have time. The red one should look greener next to it. So we're going to see that on a larger scale so you really believe it. Those are the three principles. First one, light, dark value contrast. Check the value around it. Always check it first. Change it out. Do it in Photoshop. See what happens with light and with dark. Okay? And then realize that there will be an after image and work with the after image. You know what's going to happen. You want it to look brighter? Let's say you have a yellow. And you want the yellow, it's looking kind of dull. What should you do with the background color? Make it look more darker and violet. Right. You want it to look pinker, a color you want it to look pinker. Pinker, you just want to pick up that pinkness. What will you do to the background color? You'll make it look more green. That's how it works. And I'm looking for that all the time. That means you can take any color and make it look more of anything. Darker or lighter, you can take it toward the yellow by making more purple in the background.
So
Blue by making it more orange.
what would happen if you had like a light green background?
A light green background, depending, if the color will look a little bit darker and it'll look a little bit pinker.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're gonna see that right now. We got it?
Got it.
Okay. Now, I guess we'll do it for this. You can actually, I think that's all you need, because they're gonna have to see this in person.
Yeah.
So, swing around, I can't wait to take pictures of you guys swooning over nothing. You sit here. Angel is the, and what you're gonna do, Angel, is and will you pull the black and the white for me from those chips? We're gonna let's do the primaries first. Maybe like this, red, yellow, and blue. Here. And you're gonna put them down here.
Okay.
And so, and no one will see them.
Okay.
Actually, would you get us like 4 more of these chips?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So he's going to, Angel's got to put the color out. He's got to put it on here, and I'm going to do a countdown. Thank you. And when I do the countdown, when it turns, when I say the time's up, you can just set it on your knees. So you're going to need both hands. When we do the countdown, and I say 0, he will pull that color, unless I have him slide it. So the first one he's got is, which one?
Red.
Is which one red?
Yep.
Okay. You stare at that, get pretty close in there. I'm going to start counting down. You probably know what it's going to do to you, right?
Yep.
Turn
Okay.
green. Hurt my eye.
And then when I say 0, just you'll pull this one really fast. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, stay still, 3, because your eyes shift, 2, 1, take it away. See it?
Ooh,
And when I blink,
magic.
and when I blink,
It looks like a
the square is
Yeah.
still there.
Yeah, it's kind of a blue-green, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a blue-green.
That's
Here's the
insane.
next one.
Excitement, chocolate chip.
Alright.
Oh, my God. Okay. I know, I'm telling you it will. So you can't move, because if you move, then you're going to distract us and yourself. You're going to try to keep it still there. Okay, this one, I know it's going to hurt. I've been doing this all day. What do you think? So, just so it's real, 10, 9, 8. You can probably see it already. 7, 6, 5, 4. You all seeing it?
Yeah.
3. And on this one, when you bring this, Angela, you're just going to sort of slide it toward it, so we'll get to watch it follow. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Wow.
That is insane.
A good one.
It's insane. It really is. Okay? I know. You have to see it, because, I asked how many people saw after images.
I raised my hand.
You raised your hand.
I've
I
seen
knew what, I kind of knew what it was, but I didn't
Yeah.
want to say it and then be wrong.
Yes, exactly. This one, this is kind of a blue that's heading a little bit towards the purple. So we'll see what happens. You ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. I don't know if you notice if you shift right just very slightly, you'll see the after image pass over, then you see a really super bright edge of pure color. 5, 4, and he's going to snatch this one when I say 0. 3, 2, 1, snatch.
I saw purple still.
Yeah.
That's a yellow. White.
See,
Oh,
yeah, it's a very light
It's a yellow-orange.
Oh yeah, it's a, yeah. It's like bright, like almost white orange.
Now we're going to do the secondary colors, the 3 triads there.
Is anybody still seeing like a rectangle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Making sure it's just
Yeah.
I got to sleep with my eyes on full.
How about this? We are going to, from these guys, these are the secondary triad, right? We're going to make them produce the primaries. So we want to produce red, yellow, and blue. Red, yellow, and blue. And so this is a little harder, but so just sort of stare toward the middle, and you're going to be really looking at the stripes, the lines where the colors change. Get the right image. Okay, ready?
Just friends. Mm-hmm.
So we should get it. And then what's going to happen here is Daisy's going to pull the green, Angel's gonna pull the purple, and Kayla's gonna pull the orange when I say go, and you'll just take it on over out of our sight. Ready? I'm gonna do a countdown. I can already see it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take them away.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that was.
See, everybody's, so nobody, he's getting nothing. Look at,
Yeah.
he's working, he's trying to record.
No, I could, but I could see it.
You can see it, but it won't be on there. I wish it would be, your after image would be on there. It's hilarious. You still see it? Should we
Wait
put
a second, but I can't.
That was like the most effective one.
I know. Let's do this one. What if we did, oh yeah. What, should we do a set of complements, orange and blue,
Okay.
right? Well, let's do red and green. It's a crazy one. Let's just drive you crazy. Why not?
Yeah.
Okay. They should flip, right?
Mhm.
And on this one, what you can do is just, you can just pull them both when you finish. Okay.
Mhm.
So we have complete
Yep.
visual field. And especially works if you concentrate on that stripe between them. And now you guys are probably starting to see, if you flick your eyes just a little bit, you can see the after image float over. 10. If you concentrate, because you'll see areas of pure color.
Mhm.
Okay, the other areas have after image over them. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulling.
That is punky.
Yeah.
See him?
It's really crazy when you blink. I get
I know, I know.
I have to blink after to get the, like,
Yeah.
I see the squares,
Yeah.
but I don't see the color. I blink once and then it's very clear. I still see them right now, actually.
I know, they're still there. The after
Yeah,
image will
they're
linger.
still there.
Let's go ahead and turn the, should we turn the primaries into the secondaries?
This is what.
So I guess nobody's seen that optical illusion with the American flag.
Mm-mm.
So it's
Oh, yes, that's great. Yes,
you want me to explain that?
yeah.
So it's an American flag, but for the red stripes, obviously you have green. For the white stripes, you have black, and for the blue background, you have
Orange.
orange. Yeah. And so you stare at that for 30 seconds, and then look at a white piece of paper, and it'll look just like the American, actual American flag.
If we had more time to do this, I brought my speaker in, who comes down from New York to do this. He's at Columbia Center for Theoretical Neuroscience, and he does this talk for all these color buses, and he does it on after images and this whole thing. And he has incredible illusions he does. It's like everybody, like you really see it, and there's nothing you can do. Yeah, everybody sees it. So, Angel has it set out. We're gonna go back to the secondaries for this one. Okay. I know. Okay, so on this one we're gonna have Kayla pulling yellow, Daisy pulling red, and Angel with blue. That's the mother of all triads in front of you right now. If you stare at that edge between the blue and the yellow, you're going to start to see some most incredible yellow stripe. Oh, God, do you see it?
Mhm.
And then you go back the other way, do it with the blue and the red, and you can find this incredible piece of red and blue. It's a pure light. Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, man, that yellow's glowing. 1, pull them.
Oh,
Wow. They're like.
It's coming back again?
Yeah.
If someone walked in
I
right now,
know.
they'd be like,
It's hilarious.
It reminds me of like
We're tripping.
I know. But see, the thing is, you guys, if you can, what I'm saying with this, you're going to use the black and white, the black one now. We did the experiment. Elijah thought of this afternoon, and it was like, oh, what if we try blah blah blah? We tried it. It's crazy. You're gonna use the black one. I've got it right here. Don't put it up yet. So you guys, listen. I want you to tell me this. If you just read the book and you did a couple little illusions, all she can do in the book is that. If you just did that and we didn't do this, you wouldn't believe it, would you? Not so much. But when you believe it, it's like this, you cannot take that experience. It is like magic. It is wondrous. And you can do stuff with this in your work. Produce after images. Okay, now, you know that black's after image is what?
White.
All right. Isn't this white?
Yeah.
Isn't this a pretty darn good white? All right, just remember that. Okay. And you'll be pulling that quickly once we finish. And you'll tell me as soon as you start seeing something pretty interesting happening. Ten. It's going to start going plutonium on you. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it away. What do you see?
It's very
White,
white.
very white.
And doesn't this look really dull?
Yeah.
It's all related. That's the thing.
Cool, the edges started glowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was happening to me a little bit on all of them, like the edges.
So
start to-
if you like that glow and you want to design with that, put the after image thing, go with these strong colors, and people, you're going to get the glow in there without really putting the glow in there, you see? People will look at it a little bit and they'll start, after images, you start looking up art. There's this great book in the library called Vision and Art. Pull up the front of all picture these out. Vision and Art, she's, the woman who wrote that book is from Harvard Neurobiology Lab, and I went and visited when I was there because I'm just trying to find out who's talking about this stuff. She wrote this great book. Listen to this, guys. You should look it up. She's got all these optical illusions. She's telling you what happened in the retina and the brain about that, and I'm very fascinated by it. So, oh yeah, you want to look at them all? Look what he's doing. What I'm gonna.
I think that's what we thought you were trying to say.
That's what you were doing.
Well.
We want to really bring it home right now and just bring the pain.
You know what Elijah, I'm not going to do this for here, but Elijah this afternoon said, what if you put black in the middle, you're going to create a white center? And that's what happened, we did it, but you want to try that?
Yeah, let's do
All right,
it.
why not? So now we're going to need more people, you're going to have to pull colors over here, you can pull, okay, yeah. All right, so everybody on one? Okay, yeah, I'm watching. Oh, good luck. Jesus. I think you had a headache before. Because these are so saturated.
The white square too.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Are you seeing that the interaction's happening on the edges the most?
Yeah.
Right, okay, just remember that. Potent edges. We should see the secondary triad on top and the primary on the bottom, right?
That orange is
Oh,
like
I see what you
green
did. You
for
put down the complements together like that.
Yeah.
That's a nice touch.
Yeah, I'm getting some really interesting stuff going on in the red for me. Red
Yeah,
and
but-
green visually.
You guys have one like that's making you look at it more?
I'm trying to focus on all
I
of them.
know.
Which one is calling your name the most though? This red is like getting like a fuchsia or something.
The red's calling my name. It's getting crazy.
God, I just got blue and the purple, and oh, it's just breaking
Yeah,
down all over
it's
the
just
place.
highlighting.
Yeah,
It's just like glowing.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I'm seeing hues of other colors in them already.
Yeah.
Our after images are having our brains just going, what the? Okay, 10. 9. I knew he was videotaping me, so I can't say that. 10, 9.
What's the F word?
8. I'm not falling for that,
Alright.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take them away, guys. Holy moly, there they are.
Yeah. Yellow, red, orange. Green.
He's lost his mind, he's pointing at nothing.
No.
Wait, you got something else to do now.
You failed the crazy test.
Yeah, where's the little, I just had him with me. Where's the little, gray chip?
Yeah.
I just had
You
him.
know how they say in magic, like it's all about the illusion of the eye.
Yeah, I know, well, that's exactly, there is magic, I mean, was it Einstein who said, you live life as if it's all a miracle, or not, it's not a miracle. This, if you ever want a miracle, our eyes are doing it, we don't even know it. We've got miracles in our brains. So, okay, you look at that, this should be the lightest it's ever gonna look, right? Now, if I put it on an orange, what's it gonna look?
Dark.
And dark,
Bluish.
well, what's I'm looking for?
Bluish.
Okay, you've got the chips. Put one on there. It should look more blue, right?
Yes.
You don't even have to touch them so much, but you should see the blue come out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because you have described that as not blue.
edge.
Yes, and actually, this afternoon, Candy said, she goes, I'm seeing like blue stripes right on the edge. You'll pick up the stripes.
Yeah.
So you have to describe that as bluish because it's, quote, not orange, right? And that's the only way our brain knows. Let us try to put it on this one now. Is that blue? It's kind of a purplish blue, so it should look a little bit more yellow. It should look lighter. This one should look darker. That's a little darker.
If you stare at that one,
Yeah.
and then you move it off, I noticed like the square turned blue.
Oh, for God's sake.
and
You want to do it?
And this looks orange, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, take the whole thing?
Yeah, move it.
Yeah.
Move the little square.
No.
Oh, wait,
no,
wait,
like,
wait,
keep it on.
Oh, wait, but
and
you
then
see
stare
that?
at it and then move
Yeah,
off.
and
The
then-
little square looks brilliant in there. Okay, we're gonna take the whole thing, we'll stare at it for a minute, and then take the whole thing away? Oh, you're saying you're gonna see blue with
We're gonna
orange?
see blue
Yeah,
with
it's
the-
orange in this.
Oh, wow, it's gonna read the
The
gray as
orange.
orange?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do a countdown, then
It's
you just
the opposite, right?
Oh, God, that's crazy, I didn't think about that. Got this huge blue glow over here. Okay, 10, 9, are you seeing a bright orange right around the edges of
Yes,
that thing?
the orange is becoming super saturated.
It's great. 7, 6,
I'm so sorry.
5, 4, Jesus. It's like a fire behind it. 3, 2, 1.
And that's supposed to be gray.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
all
that
square.
is
That's crazy.
That's off the chain.
In that one.
Oh my God, yes? She's like, don't even talk to me right now. This one. So we had orange and blue. Let's try this one. We have these two. I know, Daisy. We're gonna turn this to red, right? Let's try that one.
Okay.
See, we're not gonna do that one till next week, but we're gonna start, I won't even tell you about that one. That's for next week. So let's do that and do the after image thing, okay? That one, let's just loosen these chips. Let the chips fall where they may. Do you have them all? Here, this one more. Okay. That gray color is, quote, not green, right? So that's gonna make it look red. You have to describe it. The green's taking your attention away. It's subtracted into the surround.
Yeah. The longer you stare at it, the more it comes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So if you did a fabric, for instance, and you have the same gray, but you're putting it on a different background, ain't no way it's the same color. You're seeing the after image glowing all around that green, right?
Yeah, it just started coming to me, the red. It's amazing.
And so that's so it's going to produce. So that is the simultaneous, contrast or after image making that happen.
That is amazing.
That way you actually know that your brain's saying this is like not real.
Yes, exactly.
Is it more so like your brain is struggling to process what's happening? You know what I'm saying? Is it like your eyes are like, what's going on here? I'm trying to...
I think it's just my interpretation has always been that your eyes get tired, and so in order to counteract it, it starts firing the opposite one.
And they stay tired, but and the way Zach explains it is, he said the brain is looking for change.
Oh man, that
And you're
gray is
staring at
crazy.
Yeah.
I know. I'm going to pull it now.
Yeah, pull it. That is amazing. I got a red square. I got a red big square with a green little square.
Yeah. Oh, this is great. You guys, I can't believe we thought about doing it that way. I know I'm stretching your brain, but here we are. So the way Zach says, he says the brain is looking for change. So if you're staring at something, even long enough, it doesn't see change, so it flips it off. So it's the way the actual cones work. They're not seeing anything different. It's just the brain is geared to look for change. That's how we survive, right? Anything's moving, something's happening. So there's a lot more to be said about how that works, but the brain's getting signals. So the cone's not going to...
Still seeing it or what? Oh.
Kinda. I'm not going home with the biggest headache on this night. Okay, now let's make it go purple, and we'll do the same thing again. I think that's from now on I'm going to do that. Oh, see, it's already looking darker, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to watch that color change.
You guys see the purple already?
Yeah.
On the edge.
Not yet.
It kind of seeps in to me like almost a cloud formation.
Yeah, right, that's
like
right.
It kind of
Yeah.
tries to get to the center, and then if you look directly at the center of the gray, it recedes back to the edges. It's like trying to see the spot on your eye or something, and you try to look at
And
it.
the reason for that is because your eyes are slightly shifting, even if you try to hold them still. So you shift them slightly on purpose now to see that yellow glow around it, and the purple glow.
Yeah, you want
Yeah.
to take the yellow, but then it gets...
Right, and that's because of our eyes
There's
will change slightly.
That's amazing.
Oh, God, it's so purple now. I'm going to pull it. 10, 9, 8. Actually, let me pull the chip, okay?
Yeah, pull the chip.
7, 6. Oh, you can pull the chip. 5, 4. He's just gonna pull the chip. 3, 2, 1. What do you see?
Bright yellow square.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yellow.
Insane.
Still,
Mhm.
yeah.
Oh my
Bright yellow
god, very
square,
good.
blue back, or purple.
Yeah.
It was weird when he put his hand in.
Yeah.
His hand was
Yeah.
violet for a second for me.
This is still violet. Oh, no, it's
Yeah.
just gray.
Yeah.
Gray, I mean, that's, okay, which one did we do?
I didn't know.
We didn't do red. You wanna look at red? Yeah, let's do red. We didn't do red yet, did we?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Read it up. Not with the chip.
We're supposed to pick green for this?
Yeah, we'll go green now. That'd be good. Yeah. Okay. We should see green, right?
Mhm.
Okay. The other classes, if you don't have this color aid paper, you don't get this experience.
Mhm.
It's still gray, right?
I'm getting there.
Nothing.
I'm getting like a
I'm like this.
mint green.
Yeah, right.
It looks like light.
It is light. It really is light. It's the, because the light waves are bouncing off the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It is light. That's when you really see
We're
it.
seeing
Mhm.
light waves down.
We are. I mean, that's basically, that's when you know how it is that our vision works. Oh, that's a pretty combination of red and green with that.
Holy moly.
Wow.
I can feel like my eyes fighting it.
Right. I know, the brain's like, what? It's doing a WTF thing.
Y'all ready?
I'm going to, want to pull the whole thing?
Uh-huh.
All right. Yeah. Oh, man.
Wow.
There's that red thing right in the middle.
Oh man, oh man.
It projected it
That
onto
is
the...
insane.
Okay. So, so this is just gray. If you want to look like super hot green, put a green on there that's already green, and man, will that was hot, right? So, it should blow your mind tonight. It's like, this is real. This stuff is absolutely real. I said, prepare to have your minds blown.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Fascinating.
Okay. What we would have done is, we're going to do next week, you're going to get little color chips.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get little color chips, and you're going to put them over here. If you get ready, I'm going to tell you, but we're not going to do it. For next week, we're going to take, what value is red? Is it number 10 or number 5?
It's about 5.
Okay, who's got on their phone the grayscale? You can look through it, somebody's going to find it. Where you look through it and everything turns to the grayscale? Or you take a picture and you put it over the black and white. Yeah, you have it. So what will happen is, when you put this one on the right value, it'll with the grayscale, if you're looking with the grayscale, it will turn to the same color gray. It's going to be right around in here.
Yeah.
All right? And then so you'll know, we're going to lay them out so we're going to know which value it is. So when we have a value key, I'm going to give you a little color chip. We're going to lay those color chips down on the right one. And then when you've got so if you can find that grayscale thing for next week, get it. Then you can determine however many chips are on there. Those are all the same value, even though the hues are completely different. It's real hard to see it. Yellow's obviously going to be up here. And then I've got all these other colors in here to help make you see. Woo!
Wow.
All right? So that way you'll be really clear about what it means to have a value key. Yeah? And most people can't see that all. All they see is the colors. It's too hard to see it. All right, that is our lesson for tonight. Did you guys enjoy it?
Yay!